our blue Terran player at the top right side of the map.
And at the bottom left corner, we have DuGu. So, I don't know if that's just my impression, but XuanXuan is really cheesy Terran player. I'm surprised he's got such high position in the table. I wouldn't think that such strategies would work on players of this caliber. I don't know. Feels like he just got lucky. No, I cannot really. For example, BBS against me and against QiaoGege, I think, was it?
Yes.
Both times, Protoss player hit Terran player like with the scouting probe on the third last spot.
Yeah.
So this is why I just cannot bring myself to
respect the score.
Yeah.
Understand fully, but we'll see how he will approach. I think cheesy. Okay.
No, don't get me wrong. Aggressive player will bring you results because this allows your opponent to make mistakes, and it's
for sure.
relatively easier to.
He's bringing a little bit of chaos to the game, and here we see a Sziky first.
I think it's because of the map.
Now it's I wanted to say now it's a little bit of a standard, I feel, on this map, because the distances between both locations are pretty far away, and then usually your opponent is also going for the economic option, so it ends up like both players are going for the, let's say, heavily economically intense openings.
No, I don't fully agree with that. If you wanted to look at it from this angle, then you'd have to compare CC first with like 3 hatches before spawning. So while Terran player is able to go for basically safe CC first on this map without any worries, then Zerg player can't really do the same with 3 hatcheries because Terran player may just create, because it's a 2-player map, just racks on the other side of the map. So I think this CC first in terms of eco is, at least on a normal map, it would definitely favor Terran player much more.
Yeah, but at the same time, we see a 12 hatch from the Zerg player. Usually it's not that common. Probably people are, especially on 2-player maps, people are a little bit afraid of any.
Nah, you think?
Look at Litmus games and other games. Quite often you can see some kind of 7-8 racks just to put a little bit of pressure. And imagine going for a 12 hatch. Then it's instant. Maybe not instant, but it's very difficult to defend. You can defend, but with a lot of damage.
I think Litmus has very close rushing distances. I see a lot of aggressive strategies in various matchups that you usually don't see. I think that's the reason there. Just the rushing distance is just that short. Anyway, we're not here on Litmus. Very good. So my experience from when I played against the DuGu is that he's pretty good. Felt me really good player. Wipes. So I think rather highly of him.
And again, we see a similar game to yesterday. Yesterday, I don't remember who was Sziky playing against, but the Terran player that he plays against, it was Ian? XuanXuan. Okay, so that's why it looks familiar. Basically the same build, Goliath opening.
Was the map the same?
Yeah, the map is the same. And same positions.
Interesting. So every player has to play the same map twice, I think, right? Since there are 14 matches. So yeah, interesting. Hey, here we go. Vulture, of course, will not get anywhere. Or will it? Will it? Could you risk now? I think you're always gonna take 3 shots.
Exactly. Unless you go with some kind of, thing like move your SCV for the first shot, and then maybe by some chance you'll be able to sneak through. But Pure Vulture, I think always will get the free shots. Okay, so Goliaths versus Mutas. First three Goliaths are out on the map, and Mutas are also better.
I think Terran player is really happy with like if you go for CC first into a Goliath build, like you've got some really strong economy and you're gonna have a lot of Goliaths. That being said, are Goliaths really useful on this map?
Especially, I feel that and we see a very fast drop to take 2 island bases. I feel that the vessel is rather starport for Terran is quite a bit away. For quite a bit of time, there won't be any vessels or dropships, so this will give time for DuGu to take both expansions. Yeah, just as starport started.
What?
A little bit of a mistake.
Not a big one. Anyway, I like the island expansions because they have more minerals and gas there. So you really want to, you don't want to ignore island bases. Here you go, more of a scout, sees what's happening, the amount of Goliaths, just posture, really see what's going on.
And with 2 additional gases that are full gases, I think DuGu is able to build up a big amount of mutas, what will make it very easy to defend the island bases.
Yeah, absolutely. So this game may just be about if the Terran player is able to surprise a Zerg player with a drop, right? So it's definitely harder for the Zerg player to be aware, have the awareness of the like whole map to not let any any moment for the Zerg player to discover the dropships. It's really easy to just sneak a dropship or two and with that maybe kill a base. That being said, even 2 dropships with a support of science vessel, is it gonna be enough to stop like to control groups of mutas? I don't think so.
Yeah, I agree. And I really like the burrowed links.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it in position though? I wonder. Maybe it's not supposed to be in position. The burrowed Zerg link.
I think it would give away that the burrow is there.
No. I think he could still position the SCC, so it's just there as a spotter. And sees the CC and attacks it right after it started. So yeah, Terran is gonna have the total control of all the ground terrain. That being said, he will definitely not be able to break DuGu's natural.
Goliaths aren't that good against Sunkens.
No, not at all, even especially on a high ground.
So now
Last
we can
one
see
Carapace finished, I imagine.
Oh my god, even a slow even a drop of
Of course, naturally. I mean, you don't really make drones fast enough from a single hatchery, so you gotta transport them.
Will he catch it?
A good catch. So DuGu seeing the glass on the other side, he'll think that, well, maybe there is some room for damage for me over here. Wow, if he if he flies. Now let's see if he has some Zerg senses. And is he gonna be able to? No, no.
My.
Finally.
Lost quite a few.
At least 2 mutas died. Links being discovered. But 61 drones. So DuGu was really focused on getting his eco. And now let's see what's the game plan is gonna be right now. So is it gonna be all in Muta? The vessels are out, so that's potentially dangerous. I think. I don't think as a Zerg player you want to commit to Muta only.
Yeah, but there is still DuGu is still on layer deck, right?
Yeah. But we're getting additional hatcheries, which may be a sign that DuGu is slowly taking to something else, or is it just for Mutas? I don't see Hydra then. I don't see Evolution Chamber, so this, I don't know, this could be just Muta all the way.
DuGu is taking yet another expansion in top left side of the map, yet another base. Look at
Actually,
the red dotted line on the minimap. DuGu is able to see any potential drop that is coming in.
yeah, it's very important. Like as you can see, as I said earlier, you need to be really careful to not any dropships pass, and DuGu is really well prepared. He's got scourges everywhere, and well, for base mining with healthy economy, I don't know what to think about this really.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there is a timing for the Terran player, because we know that due to the fact that the minerals are a little bit lower on the 2 expansions that he just took, right? He will not be able to sustain this economic power to build a lot. But there will be a time, a moment, a gap, a timing that can be used, and he'll have a lot of very significant powerful army. We see at least 3 groups of 2 free groups of Goliaths.
Yeah, Terran players scanned the base there and went immediately to deny it. Of course, he needs to move out with basically all his Goliaths, otherwise Mutas will jump on the Goliaths.
We've got Queens.
Harassment? Yeah, Queens. Since he's changing his strategy to more Hydra oriented, he's getting upgrades for Hydras. That means he also wants to get Queens because Terran player will respond with tanks. So he wants to have Broadlings to counter them. Yeah, so basically Terran player is left without any movements. Well, if he had map hack and infinite APM, he should make like 1 or 2 packs of, 1 or 2 Goliaths and deny the top left expansion, I think.
I think there are a couple of Mitas there, just waiting for that, so... Oh, okay.
Oh! Yeah.
Is the SCV trying to take the DuGu's expansion? It looks like that. 2 more expansions for XuanXuan.
Yeah, basically DuGu, XuanXuan wants to take the whole ground bases, while DuGu wants to... but is it a huge engagement on the top side of the map? No. Enough turrets there to...
Nice reaction. Still, I think not even 1 or very few Goliaths died in this game.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, I think. DuGu's intention is not to fight the Terran head-on. He wants to wait for a critical amount of Hydras and then engage with... Actually, it's gonna be a drop. Now, I didn't see that coming, but definitely a very interesting way to play this out, given that all the Terran force is on DuGu's side of the map. He will... Now, let's see what what is he doing with the Overlords?
Oh my god!
I think this is a miscontrol. This is... these Overlords were supposed... Oh my god.
Ow. Look at the limits. Right?
Yeah, I think the Overlords were supposed to head towards the top right side of the map, so this is just simple miscontrol on the Zerg side. That being said, Zerg player no longer has the time to pull out the Doom drop move with support of the Mutas.
Doesn't look good for our Zerg player. He needs to build a second line of those Sunkens, yeah, and we see that just now being built.
Okay, so we're continuing with the Doom drop. The question is where we are with the exactly Queen energy. Yeah, we are already there, so we are able to snipe tanks from now on. Actually, the Broodling, the Broodling upgrade builds so fast. It's incredible how fast it builds. Anyway, here we go with the Doom drop in between the bases. Forces all the Goliaths to come back. but there are not that many. Mutas doesn't look too efficient for the Zerg player. Yeah, not at all.
I think he wanted to just put a little bit of chaos here for the Broodlings to go and kill all the tanks.
Mm-hmm. Now he should be careful because you cannot move them in one, like from one place, because you just may get EMP'd. So you kind of want to use a couple of queens at the time. Hey, here we go with the classic Queen Hydra combination. What are the upgrades? 1-1 as compared to probably 2-2 on the glass, yeah. That being said, Terran is spread across the map. He had to deal with the drop on the in his natural. Now he has to come back all the way to defend his new
Those vessels
CC.
are very vulnerable. Sitting just in front of the base, okay. He found it.
Yeah, he found the queens. Now, if DuGu is not careful, he may look many more than just the irradiated queens.
Yeah, and I think 6 queens for 3 irradiates. That's nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this starts looking more and more like a Zerg's, like Terran game. That being said, these minerals are, I think, 12 o'clock and Terran's third. Yeah, maybe short to being dry.
It's the thing that I was saying, right? So now XuanXuan is on the flow. He still has the economic power to build from all of those factories, but shortly the 2, or rather even 3, because the first natural base, second and third, will be mined out.
When was the last time? I think this is the first time in history that I saw a science vessel go down to 1 HP after a Scorch connection. Never before. I saw something.
But only 2 queens.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. We have what, a massive doom drop. We got some queens to target fire the tanks. Okay, he's paying attention to the Hydra, so he's not attacking the tanks on the high ground. And yet again, it is a very annoying moment for Terran player, right? It's annoying to deal with the constant drop, constant harassment. However, the one tank over there in the backline is positioned between free upgrades. Massive upgrades and wow, target firing the command center. Now, on the other hand, do we have enough energy? The repair. Oh my god, this was so close.
Oh my god.
The tanks, the 2 siege tanks, were just in time there to save the CC. Now, do we have enough army here and queens to take care of this force? Now, these
it's more about queens. Yeah.
Yeah, he built. Some of them have energy. But these Hydras are really clumped together, so just a couple of siege tanks may just kill all of them. I don't know. DuGu is trying to split the Hydras, but there are just so many tanks, so DuGu decides to just back off and wait for the Queen's energy before he engages that.
I think with +3, Hydra is just being one-shotted, right? By tanks.
No. Tank does 75% damage to Hydra type of units, so not quite a one-shot. That being said, Terran is dangerously close to Zerg's production, so DuGu has to do something, but his queens are just barely out of energy, and there are just too many tanks, I think, at this point. So
now we see queens are being gathered between the 2 expansions, right? Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's checking, but as you can see, very close to 150, but not quite there. Here we go. EMP, but misses. Wow, that's what I was talking about. If that EMP landed, I think the game is over. But right now, is there enough Hydras to stop this push? Really close, Mazur.
This is the beauty of island type maps, right? You have like 3,000, almost 4,000 minerals, but you can't
It's hard
build
to spend.
anything.
Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah,
spend because you've got one base at every, one hatchery in every expansion. Tanks positioning aggressively.
south.
Tries to
Oh,
put down, yeah, hatcheries because, yeah, he's our end right now. It seems like, yeah, wow, no missed chances on this Sunken. This Sunken is a hero.
I think the game is very close to being finished. Saying that, really good broodlings. Still some tanks are left.
Now remember, like, Terran is mined out. Terran is mined out from 4 bases, essentially.
Yeah, but 2 are still being operational, right? The
Yeah,
other,
true.
so
This
fully.
should be
So Terran can go break limits with 2 mining bases.
yeah, I think in the end it came down to Zerg player not being able to defend his production, but because Zerg has the eco to still win this game, but he just doesn't have the production at the moment. Yeah, they're rebuilding the Hydra then, yeah.
Nidus. Will he? Will he? Oh! Nidus 2 HP!
Yeah, so he gets like a pack of Hydras. Oh, it's something. Here we go. They notice a bunch of Hydra, but there are still so many tanks. Ah. Yep.
It doesn't look too good for our Zerg player.
And eventually, Terran player will be able to also clear the right, the island on the right side of the map.
It's
Wow.
annoying to lose a game with a bank of 4,000 minerals.
+3 weapon, missile upgrade finishing. But I don't like. This seems like a really funny looking army, right? What is attacking DuGu's main base right now? Like a pack of units. And what is the supply from the Terran player? It's maxed out. So where is that maxed out army?
In the ATSTVs, for sure.
Yeah, that's part of it. All right.
You know, but if DuGu won't leave, QiaoGege but will have to kill his own units to create something, even a dropship.
Yeah, I'm sure at this point you can just kill your own SCVs.
STVs, yeah, probably. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess DuGu won't leave because he understands that 4 island bases is worth more than the whole map. No? Yeah, he understands that. With so little production, he cannot win this game anymore. So GG is called. XuanXuan takes yet another game and positions himself really high in the table.
Entertaining game, I must say.
What do you think? What were the biggest mistakes from Desert player?
I think he didn't do anything with the mutas. He lost quite a bit of them. He was only denying. I feel that the queens were a little bit late. Because if he would have it a little bit earlier, probably it would be more difficult to do the siege attack towards his first natural.
I think that coordination when mutas were kind of trapped on the other side of the map and overlords were kind of, yeah, I think that was the critical point of the game.
And we saw that one drop that was probably mismanaged, right? That went through basically the army. So yeah, I think you're right. A little bit of miscoordination.
All right, that being said, let us go with the ZVT action. Game number 2 is going to be played on what? Metropolis, I think.
Okay, game number 2. Our red Zerg player DuGu is spawning on the top right side of the map.
And XuanXuan currently in the lead 1-0, spawning as the red Terran. Red Terran, I say. Blue Terran.
Blue Terran. Okay. Now maybe XuanXuan will prove your theory that he's a cheesy one and do some cheesy stuff.
I don't know. I don't know about TVZ. I'm just based what I said based on my own games against him and what I saw in his TVPs. So I don't know if that applies also to TVZ, but we'll find out shortly.
Let's see. It looks like XuanXuan is starting with a wall in next to his natural expansion.
Yeah, it doesn't tell us much yet. It could be both bioplay or it could be mech play. We'll find out shortly, depending on if we see a refinery being taken with the next 100 of minerals.
And we see a more economic version of the opening by DuGu, again a 12 or rather 11 hatch.
This is standard, this is normal. This is basically, I think this is 80% of ZVTs. Yeah, even not a 12 hatch, but 11 hatch. So let's see, no refinery being taken, so we're gonna see more standard TVZ, I think. I like 11 hatch on this map because the rushing distance seems to be kind of short, you know, on Metropolis. Would be potentially dangerous to have the spawning pool build today.
I feel that the 11 hatch 10 pool is something in the middle of the road, right? Just a little bit more economic, but still at the same time quite safe against any kind of shenanigans.
Yeah, I like it. In the end, with 11 hatch, you're getting your first larva out of the second hatchery a little bit earlier, so it doesn't really kick your economic.
Yeah, but in general, I wonder about the map, right? When looking at the map and the TVZ here, general, if it would be a ZVP, I would say it's a little bit on the edge because there aren't that many expansions, right? Because you've got very few expansions, so basically two expansions for each position. So in total there are like 12 bases plus the middle one. So depending on the game style, but Zergs like to quite often expand around the map, and it's more difficult here, I would say, if the game would go to mid-late.
Yeah, true. True, but it's also true for Terran, not just Zerg.
Yeah.
Because you don't get all these minerals. You're not that heavy on resources, so you're faster spread out if you do that. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think Zerg is unhappy with Metropolis in general. Another corner base is just easy to take against standard bioplay.
Especially that the minerals here, the spawning locations that the players are, right? The minerals of the expansion are facing DuGu, so probably might be quite happy with that.
Now, one thing that is unique to this map is that there is a lot of drop potential. So say this game reaches the mid game and a Terran player has like 2 drops and 2 vessels, he can drop so many places, and Zerg needs to be ready in every of these locations.
Okay.
But
what do we see?
Yeah, before we get there, we see what? Yeah. We see a building. We see a building that is
Spire.
It is a spire. Who would have thought?
Okay. And a bio opening from our Terran player. So
question is, what kind of bioplay are we seeing? Is it 2 barracks academy? Is it engineering bay?
There is an engineering base, so probably 4 or 5 racks plus 1. We see 4 racks being placed.
For some reason, it was very popular once it was like, I don't really want to use the word discovered, but it was popular at one point, but after a while.
It's exactly the same thing I was saying yesterday, right? 4 or 5 plus 1 was quite popular, I don't know, a year ago or a little bit earlier even. But so for quite a bit of time, I feel that it's not that common. Don't know why.
So, yeah, probably it takes about a year for the other race to adapt and to for the strategy to fall out of bash.
That's why we love StarCraft, right? Somebody will think a build order that counters the current meta, and somebody else will figure out how to counter the counter of the new meta. And
Yeah,
the
and
game
here we
evolves.
go in circles. When
Yeah.
are we gonna go back to one gate, one base plane PvZ, Mazur?
Ooh. I hope never. I know you like the river build, but I hope never. Okay, we see some harassment from our Zerg player. DuGu is trying to find any openings, checking if turrets are in place, trying to snipe a CV or two.
I don't think he wants to be really aggressive right now because he still doesn't have the critical 7 muta counts to one-shot SCV. So he's just posturing here, trying to find any free damage. That is, for example, a comms that maybe force a steam or to maybe snipe a marine. Now he's got more. Yeah, seven mutas right now, so he will probably go right now and try to dive for some of this.
Yeah, but at the same time, he saw that the academy is upgrading the range, and the range now is finished. I think it is the range.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because without range, it would be very, very challenging. At the same time, we see, another expansion, an expansion being taken by DuGu on the bottom side of the map. The gas is already there. Really good pickups by DuGu.
Okay, as a Zerg player, first you need to make a hole and then abuse that hole that you just created. So he killed that one turret, and now he's abusing as much as possible this terrain. However, Marines are in the position, so DuGu needs to find another hole. And
man, when I'm looking how Zerg players are abusing the mineral lines, like here, you got 3 turrets, and sometimes you feel like those Mutalisks are immortal. They just don't care about the damage.
Yep, turrets just buy you time, I think. It's not...
Oh, nice repair! Amazing.
Huge. Absolutely huge. This just turned the game upside down, I think. So not only two mutas were killed, a lot of them are really bruised, and DuGu actually invested a lot into these mutas.
He has follow-up of 2 starports for the Terran player.
And Terran will hit another power spike when he gets 1 armor upgrade on the eBay. And now look at that beautiful microphone mutas. So first 1 volley went on a front tier turret, and then he started focusing the second turret. And both of them actually died about the same amount of time. Find some free marines, free SC. I mean, I say free, but they cost a couple of mutas again. I think Terran is happy with how the game progresses so far. Now, the question is there a lurker follow-up, or are we kind of semi-all-in on Queen's Nest?
Crazy Zerg. But there are lurkers.
Yeah, but they're extremely late. There won't be any lurkers, I think, before. We're gonna see vessels before we see any lurkers. I think the armor upgrade finished for Terran. No, not yet, but I'm sure any second now. DuGu tries to... Valkyries. So, Terran player XuanXuan is like, hey, wait a second, these mutas, there are too many God, this repair is just disgusting. Makes you wonder, does the Terran player really need Valkyries here?
Yeah. The turret is the MVP, I would say, of this exchange. Oh my god, look at the amount of marines. It's like 3 group of marines. And now Valkyries will be countering the mutas.
There are no lurkers yet. The lurker aspect upgrade definitely did not finish yet. I think Zerg is cooked.
Looks like that. Oh my god.
Steaming, 2 Sunkens, definitely not enough to hold 1-1 Marine force.
Really nice control with the Valkyrie, avoiding those scourges. But it looks like... Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. XuanXuan takes the match 2-0. Even if DuGu doesn't want to believe that, you hack. Oh, he's gonna stay in the game. No. Your hive tech, buddy. It's not just a hatchery, it's hive. That just got cleared. Even the lurker is not properly positioned. God, DuGu really doesn't need to win this game. That's good. That's good.
Fantasy GG timing.
No, it's like I think very often you just when you feel like you're the better player and you're losing 2-0, you just kind of you believe. You just don't want to leave. You know. I know that feeling.
Everybody that plays knows it. Knows the feeling. But now